Hey everybody, and welcome to another Minecraft Forge 1.6.2 tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at food. This should not take us that long because I've already did up the lesson in a separate code editor here that I just opened up on the other side. And there's not too much to edit. This is going to be a very basic. This should be going to take us like maybe 10 minutes, maybe at the most, compared to the hour of the last one. But anyway. So we're going to get started by opening up Eclipse, and I'm just going to explain what we're going to be doing. So we're going to be making food. Now, we're going to be making a redstone cookie. You may not want to eat this thing, but you know what? We're going to make it. As a simple redstone-themed food item, we're going to make this, and it's going to be fantastic. So I'm just selecting my directory. So we're going to make that. We got one file to create, and this should not take us long at all. I got a few things to explain. It's more of just how the item food file works. So this is where we were last time. We had all this awesome stuff done. We had we coded all this last time. Isn't that fantastic? We did all these different items and all this different stuff. Oh, that's great. Anyway, so we're going to need this file open, and we're going to start by right below our redstone pickaxe. I'm going to hit enter twice, double slash, I'm going to type define our food, just to keep everything sorted so that we don't have any confusion. We can say, okay, I'm looking for my tools. Where I define my variables for my tools. Bam, they're right there. This is here, this is here, this is here, so on and so forth. So we're just going to create a public static item of redstone cookie, like that, and then put a semicolon on the end, and perfect, done. So food is going to be pretty much all the same. It's just a few variables that you have to deal with, but they're not too hard. So now we're going to go down here. We're going to press enter twice again, and two more slashes. We're creating comments. So now we're going to do settings for our food. Now, this is the part where I'm going to have to stop and explain some stuff. So we want to our variable redstone cookie is equal to new food redstone cookie. Now remember, that can be whatever you want it to be. It does not have to be food redstone cookie or whatever, but you can call it whatever you want. But just to keep things straight, I like naming my stuff like this, except for I don't want a capital S on stone. I want lowercase there. There we go. So now we're not going to get any of our variables here, but we're going to leave those the way they are now, and we're just going to set our unlocalized name, which is going to be redstone. Redstone underscore tutorial. Redstone underscore cookie, capital C and cookie. Here we go. And our creative tab, set creative tab. We're going to go creative tabs dot tab food. So if we say food, it's going to put it under the food tab. So that's what we want. Fantastic. Now we'll come back to this, and we'll resolve that issue, and we'll get our parameters in there. But right now, we're just going to leave it how it is, because we gotta get some. We gotta create the class file for it first, so we can get all the things that we need for that. So now we have to register our food. Register our food. There we go. Now it's game registry dot register item So yeah, basically, food is an item. Pretty much everything that you can use is an item. So they're all going to be based off of the item class, and when you define that, when you register the items and add the names, it's still going to be you're going to be going to it as an item, because they're all items. They just have different attributes. So, but I'll get to those different attributes when we create that class file, and we'll see how those are. So the item we want to register is our redstone cookie, and we're going to register its name of the same thing, redstone cookie. Now, language registry. Language registry dot add name, object to name redstone cookie, and the name redstone cookie. Fantastic. One more line to go in here, and two more lines, I guess. We're going to define recipes for food. Now, game registry dot add recipe. So we want to go new item stack redstone cookie. Close that off. And then now we're going to do the actual crafting recipe. New object space. Put in those things. There are curly braces. Now the recipe for this one, we're going to basically doing the same thing, the same recipe as a cookie, except for we're going to be switching out the cocoa beans for redstone. Now, we don't have to define all three of our we don't have to define all three of our rows in the crafting table. If it's just one row, you just got to put the one row, and you don't have to put in the two. So it's going to be wheat, redstone wheat. So then we can define what wheat or what W is going to be, which is going to be item dot wheat, and redstone is going to be item dot redstone. Look at that. We are not item stash. It's item stack. You know, we're not creating a stash. Anyway, so there we go. We've basically this code should be done. Now all we got to do is create this. So again, remember, hover over it, create the class, and we are going to put it in the package redstone tutorial.food to keep everything separated, and click finish. So we got another redstone tutorial food. Fantastic. So in here we need this to extend. Actually, we should be able to save that. Set unlocalized name. Set unlocalized. Yeah, it's just not liking it, but we're gonna have some more errors here on that page in a second. So we're gonna extend item food this time. And we want to import food. So import item food and create the constructor. We want to choose this second one. We want int, float, in Boolean. So there we go. Now I'm gonna sure. I'll rename these to what they need to be. So this is the part that's a little bit different. So we got four variables here. We got so the first one is the ID, of course. It always is the ID is always the first one. The second one is how much hunger it restores. And the third one is saturation. I will explain that in a second. And then the last one is wolf food. So can you feed it to a wolf? Now, saturation. Now I'm just basing this. Actually, just a second. I'm just going to replace all these. So everything still works. There we go. So saturation. Now, a lot of people say they don't know what it is, and I don't really know for sure either. But this is what I can take from it. So I'm going to pull up this browser window here. If we look here in our browser window, I'm looking at the cookie now. Okay, so let's zoom in here. Let's do that, just so we can read this. So basically, right here, it's saying per week, cookies are actually more efficient form of food than bread. Admittedly, that's weak praise. In bread, 6 wheat recovers 6 wheat. In bread, 6 wheat recovers. So with one loaf of bread, you recover 5 hunger plus 12 saturation points. So basically, the saturation points, what they are, what I'm guessing that the saturation, that's what we're setting there, is basically how long does that food last before it starts going down again. So you could have, let's say, you have bread that heals 5 health and recovers 12 saturation points. But you could also have an item that heals 5 health that only gives you, let's say, 6 saturation points. So that food that amount of food just doesn't last as long as it did before, or as, let's say, bread. So you really got a lot of flexibility with this. So I'm just going to close that. So that's basically what the saturation is. How long is that amount of food going to last before it starts depleting? Or that's what I'm guessing. I'm not quite sure if that's correct or not. That's what I take from it. But anyway, we're not quite done here yet. We got those. Now we just have to do our side only. Side.client. .client. You don't need to put a semicolon on the end of that. Okay. Side.client. Everything's working good so far. Public. Void. Register. Icons. Now we're getting that error. Good. Fantastic. Icon. Register. We could call this par1 icon register. Let's just keep it the way we have in the past. So we're gonna call it par1 icon register. There we go. We got to import a bunch of stuff, but we'll just keep going. So this .item icon is equal to par1 icon register .register icon, and there's just a string here, so we're gonna string redstone underscore tutorial colon redstone underscore cookie with a capital C. Now when I did that, there's also another way of doing this. There's you can get the unlocalized name from the parent. Since we're setting it here, we could use that right there to define this. We could easily take this out and do this dot get unlocalized name. That should work, but that hasn't been working for me lately, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to do our normal string. Makes a little bit more work if we want to switch things up, but that's fine. So we got to import side only, import side, register icon or icon register already is already imported here. So that's just, if it's not, hover over icon register and import it. So that file should be done, and it is. We are fully finished with that file as well. We can move on. Now we got to fix some stuff here. So basically, now we want to set all those variables. are all those parameters. So we're going to go 1005 as the ID. Food. Now, the way the food works, so the bar actually goes from 1 to 20. You have 10 food bars, but it's actually a value of 20 because you got the half food, right? So we're gonna have the cookie heal one full bar, which means excuse me. So if one cookie is gonna heal a full bar, then we want to give it a value of 2 because that's 2 halves. So if you want 10, you put in 20. If you want 5, you put in 10. It's always, whatever you want to put, it's double that to put it to give you food. Except for you never want to go over 20. I would say you shouldn't even go over 10 for that matter, because that would be crazy and that would be overpowered. Oh, excuse me. Now this is the saturation level. This part here. Now, from reading that page, the wiki for the cookie gives you, for my calculations, 0.4 F. Now the F is only there because it is a float, and we have to make sure that it's a float. So we have to put the F on there, and 0.4 is the saturation level. Because I took that, they said that it generates 9.6 saturation over 24 cookies. So I divided the 9.6 by 24 to get 0.4. So that's going to be our saturation level. And then are we going to be able to feed this to a wolf? No, it's probably not good for it. Give it a tummy ache. We should be good to go. So we should be able to click run. And everything should load up. No problemo. Actually, I just thought of something right now. The texture. We forgot about the texture. Or I forgot about the texture. Now, I already have the texture made up right here. Okay, I guess you can't see it any better, but I made the redstone cookie texture already. So we're just going to go drop this in where it needs to be. So we're going to go into our Forge folder, go into MCP. We're going to go to... Excuse me. Source and then Minecraft. And we're going to go into Assets, Redstone Tutorial, Textures, Items. It's still an item, so it goes in with the items. And we're going to drop it right in there. I'm just going to double check one thing. Okay, I'm going to close. No, I'm going to close Eclipse there because it was bugging out a little bit. I'm going to reopen it. I got to check some. I want to check something to make sure I don't have any typos, which I think I may have one typo, possibly. We'll get that solved and get going here. Alrighty, so we're loaded back up again. Fantastic. Yeah, I went redstone _ tutorial. It should be all one redstone tutorial. And this is the same here. Yes, it needs to be that. Alrighty. Now we're ready to test. Let's open up Minecraft. And let's see if our cookie is working. Full size. Make the window full screen. Alright, so we're going to open up our world here. Alrighty. Fantastic. I'm going to adjust a few settings. Okay, good. I think everything is actually still the way it was before. Good. Okay, so let's spawn in a stack. Let's go look for our cookies. So they should be under foodstuffs. Yep, right there, redstone cookies. Grab a stack of 64 redstone cookies. And now I'm just going to go run around for a bit. And we're going to see, and I got to get out of creative mode. So game mode, S. I'm just going to run around, lose some health. or lose some hunger, and then we're going to regenerate it with some food. So I'll put a time lapse right here so you guys don't have to watch this happen. You can just, well, you can watch it, but it'll be very, very, very quickly. And we'll go from there. So, yeah. All right, so there we go. I'm not sure where the crafting table is that I had set up earlier, but yeah. So we've reduced our food a lot. Now we're gonna go eat our cookies, and we're gonna see how all these is. So this should heal 1 hunger for each cookie, and that's what they're doing. Look at that. That's fantastic. And then we'll just try out the crafting recipe, and we will be finished. So here we go. We're all healed up. We can't eat anymore. We got a crafting table. I'm going to go back into game mode C so that we can so we get this, because we need to grab some wheat. Let's go in there. Let's just search for wheat. Can't type today, folks. Can't type today. Okay, so we need redstone, but we don't need sticks anymore. Let's get a whole stack of wheat. Now we can click on here. So we did the recipe this way, so we can do that. Do half of that. So we can get cookies. It should actually be giving us. See, the one thing that we didn't do right was in this item stack, we're supposed to give, when we're crafting the recipe, we can also give it a value of how many we want it to make. So we want it to actually make 8 cookies instead of just 2, or just 1 cookie. So we have lots of cookies now. I need to get some more wheat. There we go. Another stack of wheat. Don't want it to be nighttime. All right, so now, see, now we can put it here, and it's still going to work. We can drop it down here, and it's also going to work. So we can get it from anywhere, and it's all going to work. So yeah, there you go. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys next time. I should have another video up, if not tomorrow. Then Monday, I'll have another one up for you guys, and we'll be looking at blocks, and then the one after that is going to be ore and world generate, and having it generate in the world and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see you guys then on Shakarudan's Minecraft Forge 1.6.2 Beginner's Guide.